Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet, it's Needle here and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Last time out we made a mad dash to the first part of Irithyll, all the way to the distant manor bonfire. Today we're going to go take on the first boss of the Irithyll area. So we're not going to mess around. Well, we have 11k souls, and obviously we're not going to mess around, but let's see what we can spend on. Can't heal, level up, can we? How much do we need to level up? 17, so we need 6k more. Do we have any soul items? We don't. Must be something we can sell. I can sell those embers, but we might need them. So we don't want to sell all the embers. Get rid of these. I never use these, so it's fine. And you guys, you guys, you guys, you guys. Right, okay. What are we up to? 13,000. This is nowhere near where we need to be. Okay, yeah. I don't want to sell these if we don't need to. I might just make some random stuff later on. We could sell lightning stake for 1500. We're not going to use it. That may seem like a very silly thing to do, but we're just not going to use it. Same with the Saint Bident. We didn't even check out Yorshka's spear, by the way. This treasure gifted to the Yorshka church is enchanted with a sophophoric veil and was surreptitiously worshipped by Irithyll's slaves. As a weapon, it is part spear and part hammer, the former allowing thrusting, the latter allowing strikes. So there you go, that's Bloodborne in action there. I'm going to sell it. We don't need it. Dragon Rider bow we may use actually. Isolith catalyst we don't really need. Selling all this important lore stuff because I just don't care. Black Iron Great Shield. Meh. I'll hold it. I won't get rid of it yet. Dark Mask we totally don't need, as well as the Archdeacon Crown. The Archdeacon stuff actually all goes for about 1,000 each, so if you ever need of some extra souls, sell the Archdeacon stuff because it's kinda ugly. Unless you're running a cosplay build. And you can just ditch it. Okay, so we're putting that into our decks to get that one more. So now we're going to work on our endurance and our vigour to get our HP and stamina up to that kind of level as well. Okay, so distant manor bonfire. We're now presented with a choice. We can go down into the dungeon or we can start ascending back up to the actual main street through the sewers. Now the choice of course is mine since I'm the one playing, and it seems that we're going to go up the way. We can go down the way, but it's just it's disappointing. I think that's the saddest thing about it, is that you seem to just run out of area quite quickly down there. There's nothing really to look at, and it's better left to last, so we can just blitz our way through it without having to care about it. If we do this first, we get to all the really cool lore stuff, in my opinion, the stuff I think is most important to the story, in terms of enemy and bosses and what's going on. So this place is kind of annoying. It's not overly difficult, so don't freak out, but just take your time, don't rush in. You can see there's a little centipede people all hiding out. They're all waiting for you. As soon as you take a few steps in, yeah, they'll start coming for you. So just allow them to do their own thing, let them be the aggressive ones and come to you, because if you take too many wrong steps, you'll just find yourself in trouble pretty quickly. These guys aren't difficult to deal with, they go down a couple of slashes. If you can close the distance quite fast, I recommend you do that also, because that'll happen if you don't. I'm unaware if they have a grab. All their attacks look like grabs, but I'm not too sure if one of them is a legit grab. They will actually hold on to you and kill you, so don't quote me on that. Got some items here. Dung pie. Just sold a bunch of those. And some more dung pies. Right, okay, so we don't need to head over into that corner just yet, okay? There's nothing important over there. So we can just ignore it and head towards this other shiny over here and the stairs. We're going to take out this one. As you can see, there's nothing for us to pick up there. That's only if we do a certain side quest, which hopefully we can avoid, but maybe not, just to show you how it works. Excrement covered ashes. So that's some more ashes for us to turn into the Shrine Maiden. And here's our good buddy, oh god, is it Siegmeyer? Siegward? Siegland? Forget the names, I think this one's Siegward, isn't he?
Excuse me, I must have dozed off. It's rather warm in here. Well, hasn't it been all too long? It's good to see you. Oh, I seem to have missed my chance, so I, Siegward of Katarina, offer my deepest gratitude and a little surprise to go with it. It's all yours. I know. Won't you join me for dinner? I make a fine Estus soup. I've got some stewing right now. Even we undead deserve a little normalcy from time to time. And finally, upon this rendezvous, let us make a toast. To your valor, my sword, and our sworn duties. Long may the sun shine. Have you heard? Somewhere, hidden right here in Irithyll, is a deep dungeon. And even below that, the profaned capital. Oh, that reminds me. I've a grave promise to keep.
So, okay, I accidentally skipped that there, but you're just going to say that the profane capital is the home of Yorm, the reclusive lord, who we saw in the cutscene, the intro cutscene.
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid I've cast a cloud over things. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
And he's back to sleeping. So that's pretty interesting. Once again, we see him reiterate a couple of times that he of course has a promise to keep. And he's got duties, and he mentions the profane capital in the dungeon as a kind of hint as to where we might run into him next. So here he is again. We've saved him a couple of times, he's met up with us, he's hanging out with us, and now he's going to meet us again, possibly later in our journey. You can see as well the reason I didn't heal in the sewers is because he heals you for you. If you do need another extra heal without your Estus, you also have this Estus soup here, so plenty of heals. Not that we're going to need all of them, but we need to use some of them right here as we head up into, I wouldn't call it a familiar setting, but you may be surprised with what we'll find in here. So let's have a walk in. And you can see at the very end of the hallway there, those of you who have played Dark Souls 1, that is a picture of Guinevere, the daughter of the great Lord Gwyn himself. We have some more interesting things on the wall there, but we can't really inspect them because as we approach here, this Silver Knight's going to attack us. And there's actually one hiding up there as well with a great bow, as you can see. So we need to draw him out. It's interesting, of course, in the first place that we even have Silver Knights here. So just keep moving, take it all the way back in here. And watch out, if he lights up his sword, just dodge. Yeah. Do not try and block that or parry it or anything, it'll just go straight through whatever the hell you've got equipped and wreck you. As usual, of course, these Silver Knights are always a great source of parry techniques, so if you want to brush up on your parries, use this guy right here. Divine Blessing and a large Titanite shard. These guys can drop the Covenant items for the Darkmoons, which are the hardest Covenant to complete in the game, I believe. But it's very, very, very low chance, so don't expect it. Okay, we can't really inspect some of these at the moment because that guy is going to nail us with the great bow. For your convenience, once you've killed this Silver Knight here, he will not respawn, so don't worry about that. We're going to go investigate a little bit up here. There is only one more guy, I think. Oh, maybe not, there's a couple. I don't think there's one over there, so I think there's just this guy here and then the guy with the great bow. So of course, we're going to tempt this guy out of hiding first. Oh. Just going to nail him here. And then back up. I just caught out the corner of my eye there he was about to launch that other attack. Or else he just applied that sword straight through my head. Okay, so there's only this one last guy over here left. As you can see, they don't exactly stagger easily. And we've also been frostbitten. Oh, that was a good little switch up, wasn't it? That was some pro strats there. Some PvP strats there for Mr. Silver Knight. Switching between sword and shield straight in a great bow. And there he is again. That was pretty impressive. And he drops the great bow for us, and he also drops some shards. So those little things contain frostbite. As you can see there, frostbite does a little bit of damage to you, not as much as bleed, but also slows your stamina regen until it goes down, so try not to get frostbitten. As you could also see though, it does affect enemies as well. So there is no mimics here as far as I'm aware. This one has the Leo ring, very important for spear builds. Anything that pokes. Smo's great hammer, of course, very pertinent to our low here, as is the Leo ring. And I should have a divine blessing. Okay, actually I thought I had something else, but that's fine. We might as well just go this way back down. But yeah, so we've got two very important artifacts there associated with the old royalty, in a sense. And we've heard about the old royalty a little bit in this game, but not a whole great deal. Before we move on, I want to examine some of these. Dark Souls 2 doesn't really get a lot of love in this game, unfortunately, which I think it should. How did you guys know? It's my favourite one. However, one of the few places it does get a little bit of respect is here. This seems to just be a picture of Irithyll, perhaps. As you can see, it's got the same kind of architecture. Could be the painted world as well from Dark Souls 1. See your little figure here, maybe that's Priscilla or Velka, or it could be anything, that's very hard to tell. This one here seems to be perhaps the Cathedral of the Deep almost, on top of that hill there, or perhaps even the Grand Archives from Dark Souls 1, the Duke's Archives actually. It's very similar to it, I think it might be the Duke's Archives. Oh, been invaded, great. And here is Nishandra of Dark Souls 2, of course, don't really need to explain that one. Here we have the Throne of the Iron King from DLC 2. And this one seems to be a very old picture of either the Dragon Shrine or possibly even Anor Londo there. There's no better arena, I think, for doing battle than right here, so I'm just going to wait and let our friend make an appearance, and then we'll see who's got the skills. I'm not too sure which end he will have invaded from. Keeping my eyes peeled. I want to kind of check my stuff to make sure I've got a buckler perhaps equipped. Yeah, we do. So yeah, we're going to try and, well, maybe not try and parry him. I'm not the greatest at PvP in general, so I don't know how good our parries will be, but we'll kind of hang around here. This place is very good to troll. It's very easy to troll in, so that's why I don't really want to leave the safety of this room because no doubt we will fall victim very quickly to whatever he's got planned out there. No sign of him as of yet. Oh, there he is. Hey. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
I don't have a bow, so this will have to do.
I'm sorry.
Oh, nice. Seems we don't have the perfect connection here. Yep, we seem to have a little bit of lag here, so buckler might be out. Interesting fact about PvP, especially with connections like this. Try and... Whoa, okay, you tanked that one very graciously. Yeah. You've got to try and make it so that whenever they attack where you were. So for instance here. Why do I keep falling for that exactly? Okay, so he's healing, so that's fine. I will also heal then. So going back to normal shield here, since we're not really going to get much joy out of the old buckler. And he left himself a little bit wide open on that one. And that's the power of the Dark Sword, guys. That's why it's cheesy. It's why no one likes using it or coming up against it. Because it punishes very, very quickly. Far too... Well, not that it punishes too quickly, but it punishes too heavily for what's a straight sword. The kind of damage output I was getting on them should basically be what they were getting on me. Effectively. So there we go. I'd like to not be invaded again at this point because we're so close to the first shortcut. But we'll see what happens. That wasn't the greatest duel I've ever had. It's not my finest moment, but... Okay, so we could be in for a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, there we go. So we just gotta keep running. You remember the dogs I told you guys about in the last episode that we wanted to avoid? Well, that's them right there. They're relentless and pretty good at what they do. Going to back up and see if we can bring the Pale Shade into us. So because we didn't side with Yuria, then the Pale Shade has come for us. It's an assassin of the Sable Church, which is what Yuria is of course associated with. They're very good at damn it. Very good at kind of tanking hits, as you can see. Wow. There's the power of dark magic. And there we go. Pale Shade can be a pain in the ass to kill, to be honest. As you can see, they come with quite a lot of things there. They've got claws to cause bleed. You can dual wield those claws. They've got a Dark Hand as a shield, which actually blocks quite a lot of physical damage. They can also summon those Dark Affinities very quickly. They're one of the more smarter and dangerous invaders in the game, I would say. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. We've got a second dog to deal with up here. Somewhere, I'm sure. I can't remember where. Maybe it fell under the map or something. You have to be careful here because you've got some more invisible dudes. Don't be afraid of them though. The quicker you get them, the better. Once you get to the top here, you will be assaulted by another dog. Or two. Yeah, there we go. They're faster than you, just so you know, and they can also... The way they're programmed allows them to actually teleport distances, so be careful. It's another carryover from Bloodborne, which I really don't like, is the relentlessly aggressive enemies that follow you way too far. Yeah, so followed us all the way back down there and just harass you, and this is why I don't like this area at all. So you can see we've got invasions there, one player, one NPC, bunch of invisible dudes, more ambushes regarding dogs. By the way, before you go any further, there's actually also a dog around here to ambush you. So you kill this guy, and before you guys go any further, run in here and activate this elevator. And then open this door here. This will take you out at the bottom of the stairs at the Church of Yorshka. It's our bonfire just up there, so we don't really need to worry about running all the way back should something terrible happen to us. So when you come back down, you can work on taking these guys out. Well, large titanite shard, nothing over there to find. I'm not healing up just yet either because we've got some more annoyances to deal with. Just making sure they're all dealt with. Okay. So your next location is to go up here. And they expect you to go through that front door. If you go through that front door, you will get surrounded by more little annoying crawling guys than you can really handle. So what I'd recommend at this point in time, pick anything, get the silver cat ring on if you've got it. If you don't, you'll still survive this, don't worry about it, but it's just much easier with the silver cat ring. And drop off here. Grab a large titanite shard for your troubles. May as well heal at this point, because we've got 6 Estus left anyway, and this is the end of the shortcut. So you can take these guys out from the top of the stairs. You can run down there and take all those guys on if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. They won't chase you, so just ignore them. Make your way out here, and we have a couple more annoying what do you call them? The snow dudes to deal with, unfortunately. So here's a scythe guy here. Try and drag him down because there's another one waiting at the top, and they'll aggro together and they will screw you up. You're fortunate because our dark sword is souped up and can chop these guys down in no time at all. Get soul of a weary warrior. And the next guy carrying a shield and sword, so we can be a little bit more aggressive with him. Do that to him. And take him out of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the boss is right through that door. However, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a leg up here. Run down the other stairs. Be aware there's two guys standing here. You see this one here's closed his eyes in order to try and catch us out. Don't be fooled. And now you can open this. And literally now, that building you see in front of us is a Church of Yorska. So you can run out the front door, turn right, come all the way through here and run up straight to the boss. So if you fancy on taking them on alone, you can just run by all these enemies and then dodge right through the gate there. Us, we are going to summon some help. Not player help, however, because we can't really rely on them. Black Hand, Gotthard. Unfortunately, Gotthard isn't actually great for this fight either. If you do join Yuria and help her out and stuff, the Londor Pale Shade summon sign will actually be here for you to also summon. And then we go through to a boss, which depending on how you play the game is either super easy or super difficult. So by summoning Gotthard, we got his little sign that says "by my sword." So that was nice of him. Silvercat's not going to do us anything in here. I don't actually think the Leo ring is going to do anything for us either. Don't think that'll do a whole great deal either. I think we should go for the right eye, increasing our attack the more we attack. And let's get ready to rumble. This is Pontiff Sullyvahn, and he is quite possibly the most important character in this whole game, in my opinion. He won't attack you until you make your way to about halfway through the benches. When he starts moving, yeah, he's going to do a lunging attack as soon as he gets within range. I like that. He's super aggressive, and the best way to deal with him is just to keep dodging through his attacks. For those of you who are a little bit more confident than I am, apparently he is very, very easy to parry. But I can't really confirm that. Also, never believe he's out of range. He can clear the entire room with one stab, so... Can't attack him during that grab animation, apparently. Yeah, you see, he does that big dodge. Yep, like that. Like I say, Gotthard isn't actually the greatest helping hand in this fight. Okay, so when this happens, just dodge the hell away, because you're going to get into some trouble here. But now he's growing wings. He can do some flying stuff. He can create a Nova at that point as well, so be careful. But more importantly, he's going to do this. So now he's going to summon another copy of himself. And while it might seem annoying, it's important to watch because as you can see, the copy of him will actually do the attack he's going to do before he actually does it. So it's good to kind of watch and know what he's going to do next. It's also vital to keep an eye out just in case. Gotthard is actually holding his own pretty well here. Sullivan is almost down, and as you can see why he can prove to be a pretty difficult monster. As you can see right there, Gotthard there, really coming through for us, pretty clutch. Killing the demon for us, the sort of shade that he summons. He might go down here. And there he goes. Whoa. Close one, Gotthard, thank you very much. Like I say, if you're good with parrying, you can put on a buckler, and whenever he does that initial lunge, much like the Pursuer in Dark Souls 2, you can just parry the hell out of him, take him out, create some distance, and he'll probably try the lunge again, parry him out, and continue with that. However, that's Pontiff Sullivan. He's down. He's pretty much the most difficult boss in the game for me, personally. I really struggle with him, that's why I always summon for him. Still working on getting him down solo. But that's that done there. We're about 26 minutes in, so usually we'd go to about half hour, so I just want to show you this very quickly. I mean very quickly because given our track record today, we might need to dodge a little bit. Here, right here, is the PvP area of the game. There's some... Well, let those lizards run away, we don't need them right now. This is where all the summon signs will show up if you want to PvP. This is the most common area for guys doing one-on-one fights and fight clubs. And up ahead is where we're headed to next. Looks a little bit familiar for those of you who've played the first game, I'm no doubt, but more on that when we actually get to it. We're going to head back to the shrine now, wrap up what we know about Sullivan and what his soul offers us, what that means for the lore, and talk about what we're going to do next time. There's only a couple of minutes left, about 3 minutes, but that's fine. So essentially, Pontiff Sullivan, as you can imagine, is Pontiff of the religion which was running out of the Cathedral of the Deep, so he's related to Aldrich in a big way. And we also know this because Anri is in Irithyll and she's heading to find Aldrich. So she knows that Aldrich is in Irithyll. She mentioned it to us earlier in the game actually when she was up here. And now we know that the Pontiff was guarding him in some form, or was he? It's a very big question in the lore right now. No one really knows where to place Sullivan. Soul of Pontiff Sullivan. Pontiff Sullivan of Irithyll imprisoned a god of the old royalty in the abandoned cathedral to be fed to the devourer. So we know of course as well that Aldrich is a cannibal. He likes to eat men, well, eat humanoid people anyway. And it seems that Sullivan got a hold of one of the old gods and imprisoned him in the cathedral to be fed to the devourer. Now, I don't want to give too much away because we're going to get onto that in a minute. Not in a minute, in the next episode we're going to get onto that and find out more about Aldrich and who this god that was imprisoned was. But as you can see here, Sullivan is not messing around. He knew that Aldrich would need the power, so he's given him an offering almost of one of the old gods, which is massive. This is talking about one of the gods who were basically created and shaped the world in Dark Souls 1. He's just been trapped and fed to essentially a monstrous man-beast who's eating them and sapping his power, and we're going to see more about that when we confront Aldrich in the next game, in the next episode. Before we go, I'm going to show you what Sullivan's items are. You can get the Great Sword of Judgment, a ceremonial sword held in Pontiff Sullivan's left hand representing the judgment of the moon, but with magic far closer to sorcery than any existing lunar power. Its dark blue hues, deeper than the darkest moon, reflect Sorcerer Sullivan's true nature. So of course that reflects the deep and the dark, the things we associate with evil and men in Dark Souls universe. So that kind of shows you where Sullivan was coming from. He was an adherent of the deep and of Aldrich's ideas. Or perhaps he was the originator of Aldrich's ideas, we don't really know. Great Sword of Judgment, battle-wise, it's alright, it's not too good. However, the Profane Great Sword right here is much better. So I'd recommend if you're going to go for either, I'd go for this one. Ceremonial sword held in Pontiff Sullivan's right hand, representing the profaned flame. Long ago, when Sullivan was yet a young sorcerer, he discovered the profane capital and an unfading flame below a distant tundra of Irithyll, and a burning ambition took root within him. So this is one of the first times we're hearing of the profaned flame. Now, is that the chaos flame? There's a little bit of debate on that. Personally, I don't think it is, and I think that's the majority view, shared by a lot of the community, is that the profaned flame is something else entirely. It seems to have the power to possess and corrupt people, and in the case of Sullivan, that's exactly what it did. It seems to have taken control of his thoughts and shaped the way that he grew as a person, to the point where he started to believe in the deep and the superiority of men, and this crazy grab of power that he kept going for throughout the whole game. And it's what culminated him being the head of the Cathedral of the Deep, and perhaps, since he uses the power of the moon, And if you played Dark Souls 1, you know what happened to the last leader of the Dark Moon Covenant. Then it seems like perhaps he's now declared himself the leader of the Dark Moons. So I'm going to hand over this ash. And I don't actually think it gets you anything special, truth be told. No, I don't think it actually does. So there you go. I think it adds maybe some shards in or something. Or I think it's more to do with dung pies perhaps. But not really that important in all honesty. Thank you very much for that. We're just going to eat Sullyvahn's soul because we have no need for the profane greatsword. We're not going to PvP on this character unless we're forced to, as we saw earlier in the episode. So we're going to wrap this up. We have enough souls to level up a few times. We're going to leave that to the start of the next episode. Speaking of the next episode, okay. The next episode, we're all going to kick off here. We're going to push straight on from where we just ended right there. Rush through the last bit of Irithyll onto the next area. It's going to be pretty interesting, lore-wise, gameplay-wise. The next Lord of Cinder himself, Aldrich, is going to be waiting for us, and we're going to confront him. And we're going to be there, and we're going to get our second group of Cinders, and we're going to reflect on where we are, what's going on right now in the story, and what it means for us. Once we've done that, I think we can talk a little bit more about Sullyvahn and Aldrich and their place within Dark Souls 3. I will say right now, of course, like I said earlier in the episode, I do believe Sullyvahn and Aldrich combined are probably what you would almost consider the main antagonists of this game, and to be honest, I'd probably put them down as some of the most outright evil characters ever in the Souls universe, which is strange. You don't usually deal in black and white in the Souls universe, but it seems with these guys, they're definitely not good people. But I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. If you liked this video, please give it a like, share it among your friends. If you want to see more from my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more content. But until next time guys, we're going to get cozy next to this bonfire, so stay kindled.